go. We be fast and they be slow.
All right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giant sports talk entertainment. Breaking Giant news. Well, it's not really breaking Giant news. It's more breaking James Bradberry, Philadelphia Eagle news. James Bradberry has done the unthinkable. It is now a nightmare on South Street. James Bradberry has gone to the Philadelphia Eagles. I called this back a while ago. I even said the one team I don't want him to go to is Philadelphia. He agrees with a 1-year deal worth $10 million. I think 7.5 is guaranteed. And then there's a whole bunch of other cap ramifications and things such as that. Oh, I mean, if there was one place you didn't want Bradberry to go, that was Philadelphia. And I said the worst case scenario was going to be James Bradberry sitting across the line, staring at Daniel Jones twice a year. I mean, that's Philadelphia. I mean, like I said, it's a great pickup for Philadelphia. They have Darius Slay and what's his name, Maddox, as their top corners on the depth chart. They'll be trying to earn their second straight playoff appearance, and they're adding a corner, the size of Bradberry, the skills of Bradberry, the strength of Bradberry. It kind of leads you to believe, is it going to be Philadelphia and Dallas battling it out for the NFC East? Because of the fact that Bradberry is going to be, as long as he's healthy and as long as he fits well into the Philadelphia system, he's going to be a defensive game changer for the Philadelphia Eagles. And then you add Jordan Davis and everything else that they've done. Howie Roseman, I don't know how he does it. I really do not understand how he puts these teams together and is able to sign these players. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I wish in some regards the Giants, would figure this out. And I think they're going to figure it out with Shane. But they also, they got Jordan Davis. They picked up Dean in the 3rd round. I actually like the linebacker Johnson they picked up in the 6th. So, I mean, they also picked up the tight end. They got what's his name, Cam Jurgens, the center out of Nebraska. If Jalen Hurts can put it together and stay consistent and maybe strengthen his arm, build up his arm strength, there could be something there in Philadelphia. There could be a second year of magic in Philadelphia. Listen, I will be the first one to admit it. I thought Philadelphia was going to be a train wreck last year. I thought the Giants were going to be much better than Philadelphia. I didn't like the coach that they hired. I didn't like the talent they had on the roster. It looked like they had salary cap issues. But they come around and they do something like this again, and then they turn around and they pick up James Bradberry. I mean, it's a blow. It's a blow to the Giants because you knew it was going to be either way. It was going to hurt the Giants either way. You knew that. Just losing Bradberry, but it hurts them even more having him go over into Philadelphia. Now, listen, I've said this before. I'm a James Bradberry fan, but I'm a James Bradberry fan for selfish reasons. Because, like I've told the story a million times, when we were sitting at the tunnel watching the Giants walk by the last preseason game, my son was knocking on the glass trying to get players to wave at him. The only player that stopped and waved to my son was James Bradberry. So that left an indelible experience for me in reference to him, not only just because of the way he plays, but he has been a true professional. He was a true Giant for 2 seasons. Even through the good and the bad, which was mainly bad in New York, he was still holding his head up high. He still seemed to be that guy that you knew he was coming out of Carolina. Does this change the look and the profile of the NFC East? Yeah, it really does. I worry about Dallas. I worry about Washington getting better. I worry about Carson Wentz maybe potentially turning into something or refinding something that he had in Philadelphia years ago. You got to worry about these things. Not that I thought the Giants were going to compete in the NFC East. I've said this before. I thought the Giants were going to be a team that, is going to need a year to gel, is going to need experience, is going to need maybe 2 years to gel because they just don't have the modicum of talent right now that we should be at. Because like I said, we're in a rebuild. And being in a rebuild is fine. There's nothing wrong with being in a rebuild because we knew that was going to happen. So I'm not going to be upset about that. I am just more upset at the fact that of all places for James Bradberry, for all places, Philadelphia was not where I wanted it to be. But you know what? It is what it is. We're just gonna have to deal with him. You know, we're gonna have to deal with him 2 years, 2 games a year. He is going to change, and like I said, I am concerned that he is going to change the complexion of the of the Eagles defense. And he is going to push them maybe even into the top of the NFC East and Eastern Conference champions. But like I said, you also are going to have to worry about Philadelphia, and you're also going to have to worry about Washington. Someone asked me, would the Giants potentially get swept in the NFC East this year? You got to think of it. Maybe now, yeah. Potentially there's an opportunity for that to happen right as we speak. But you know what? It's a long way away. Let's get through the OTAs. Let's go through minicamp. Let's wish James Bradberry all the luck because he was a good Giant. And like I said, people always blast me when I wish former players luck because you know what? They were former Giants. I'm not gonna sit there and bash them because they went someplace else after we released them. So you know what, James? Good luck in Philadelphia. I hate to see you 2 games a year, but you know what? Maybe we can get lucky. Maybe we could do something for you. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue. We'll bring you the best in New York Giants sports talk entertainment. And as always, if you could if you subscribe, if you ring the big thing in the means, that'd be awesome.